welcome along. Since Wednesday this week, Giant Software have been showing off Farming Simulator 25 at Gamescom. And as part of that, earlier in the week, they gave some of the channels and some of the people who were there some raw game footage, which they went over. And in fact, we have highlighted some of this earlier in the week. Giants have now released this footage to all Giants partners, and we are going to go through it in this video. We're going to highlight a few bits and pieces. We're going to try and find out as much extra information as we can about FS25, and we're just going to marvel at how amazing this game is looking. So we start off in the bronze-covered Valtra. This is the piece of equipment that we saw at the end of the trailer for FS25, the gameplay trailer that was released on Wednesday, and the color and the shine on it is absolutely amazing. And just look at that sunlight coming through and glimmering off the cab. It is looking absolutely incredible. I'm loving the graphics update that FS25 has had over FS22. In the background, you can see the fog and the mist sort of clinging to the surface of the water, and the nice sort of reflections that we're seeing in the water. The reflections on the water are absolutely amazing, and we've got that barge coming underneath the bridge as well. Now this is the game at 6:34 in the morning, and we've got this morning mist sort of permeating everything, looking absolutely gorgeous. And this Valtra, this is an S-Series Valtra. I managed to identify that after we had a look at the footage that MPLA released. And yeah, you can tell, because if we go back a little bit, we've got, especially at the start, we can see this. We've got this Valtra logo down the side of this. So yeah, this is an S-Series Valtra that we've got in the game. I have been told, or reliably informed, that this color of tractor would only really be shown in a showroom, which is quite appropriate because this is the showroom for FS25. For our next sequence, we are into the greenhouses where you can grow your own rice saplings. These greenhouses, I have to say, are looking absolutely fantastic. I love the look of well, they're poly houses really, because these aren't glass. So yeah, they're poly houses you grow these in. Now this is the cheaper way of doing rice, growing your own saplings. We've got a small Fendt tractor here. I think that's 312 with a quickie load on it. I'm really loving down the right hand side how it not only shows you the icon for the rice saplings, but also shows you also names them, also has the name there as well, the number of them and the percentage of how full your pallet is. On the left hand side there you can see a rice field that hasn't been flooded yet, along with the pipes to flood it. And if you look at the road here, this is pretty cool. You can see all down here that the roadway is deforming in the same way as the fields deform. So every surface, every bit of land on your farm can deform, and how much it deforms depends on what type of surface it is. So a dirt road like this will deform more than tarmac or concrete or grass, whereas it'll deform less than something like the soil on a field. Now we're taking these saplings up to the rice planter, and yeah, this is the little rice planter. I do wonder if there's a larger rice planter than this in game, because as you'll see later, there are much bigger fields that you can take on. This looks to me like a 3, possibly 4 meter planter. It's doing very nice. It takes solid fertilizer as well as rice for planting, and I wonder if you have a separate sapling to plant for rice versus long grain rice. I think that there might be a possibility for that. And if you look at the back, the rice pellets are shifting down as it plants them as well. Really, really nice little touch, that. And then this is the small Izeki rice harvester. So this is the Asian rice harvester. I think this will come into force a lot more on the Asian maps than be used on the American map. I think on the American map, you'll be doing much more like the harvesting that we'll see in a minute. Really love the animation of the rice being picked up and fed through the back there. That is looking so nice. And then at the end here, we've got a trailer and we're going to empty out into this. And you can see the pipes where it floods at the end. I'm thinking that you must have to define rectangular fields for them. Or it'd be really cool if it detects where the fields are and floods that. You'd be able to have odd-shaped rice fields, which would be brilliant. And then nice emptying animation there, very similar to the ones we've seen before. We then move on to the John Deere S7 harvester. This is harvesting long grain rice. Now, the thing that I notice on this compared to the other bits is we have the GPS active here. And while the GPS is active, we seem to get this green line running through your machinery that's using it. I'm really hoping that this is something you can turn off, because as somebody who likes to play realistically, it's quite distracting to have this line on here all the time. It would be really good if it's a line that can be hidden, hopefully at a button press, because I'm going to want to have it sometimes and then make it disappear. So really hoping that the GPS line is visible and removable. Again, we have the pump, the water pump to the left-hand side there for this much bigger field. I can't see if this field is a square field. It kind of looks like it. In the haze of the mists at the far end, it kind of looks like it. You'll notice as well, the tractor is still deforming the ground here, and the combine has as well, but not as much. This field, though, does seem to be risen at the edges, and there's quite a drop off from the side. We then move on to the spinach harvester, and yeah, this is the Oxbo spinach harvester. Seems to hold a decent amount over 30,000, maybe about 36, 37,000, looking at that percentage. It seems to be about a 3 to 4 meter head on it. So this is going to be very much like potatoes and sugar beets and the vegetable crops, in that it's going to be a big expensive harvester. It's not going to have a huge width on it, and you're going to take a while to do these. Loving the unloading animation, looks absolutely brilliant. We then move on to the MacDon Swather. So this is currently set to steering assist. I think it has, yeah, I think this is the AI worker working on this. And this is looking really nice. I'm loving the swaths created by this. This, of course, is the free DLC that's available if you pre-order Farming Simulator 25. It's looking really nice. These swaths are very, very detailed. And I don't know if this is a difference between a swathing swath and a straw swath, that you're gonna get them like that. But yeah, that's looking really cool. And then we've got the Massey Ferguson 9S along with the Novag Cedar. So I actually misidentified this tractor as an 8S in the gameplay trailer, but again, you can see the ground below it is deforming as it goes. This again is using the AI worker, so the AI worker seems to have this green line on it all the time as well, which for the AI worker isn't a huge problem. But again, if you want screenshots and want to do any cinematic stuff and things like that, I'm really hoping that these are something that can be deactivated, because it does spoil the immersion a little bit. Then we got the Cenobogan telehandler with its wonderful raising cab. Can't wait to see what that looks like actually in cab, how much visibility that gives you. We are taking a hay bale here, 8,000 litre hay bale, over to the cows. And I really like this telehandler, but the thing that I want to concentrate on here is the cows. First things first, doesn't look like we have a pasture system in FS25. It looks like we are still using the animal measures to position the animals. Second thing is, we have varying sizes of cows. So a question that's come up over the last couple of days has been, are we just getting calves and adult cows, or do we get the adolescent cows in between? Is there going to be stages of growth to our cows? And from this shot here, it definitely looks like we're getting various stages of cows. We've got the calves over here, so we've got 3 calves shown there. We've then got 2 larger but not adult cows here, and in fact you can see here we've got the back of one of these older cows and a calf next to each other. They are definitely different sizes. And yeah, so we got adolescent cows as well, and then we've got our full grown cows too. So yes, it appears that it's not just baby animals. It is multiple growth stages of the animals, which is absolutely fantastic. It doesn't just go from a calf to an adult cow. We do get to see that progress, and I'm really, really pleased about that. That is looking absolutely fantastic. And yeah, the animations on them are looking great as well. We've got the calves sort of leaping about from time to time as well. And in fact, the adolescents leaping about too. So yeah, looking brilliant. Then we've got my favorite tractor that we've seen so far. In fact, this will be my favorite tractor in FS25. The T7 Blue Power, showing off that ground deformation, bouncing around as it's going over previous tracks and just looking brilliant. This also uses the GPS, so I'm going to go back a little bit and just let it play the sound, and you'll tell when the difference is between using a hired worker and using the GPS. You can hear the dings and the setup. I have seen a question as to whether the GPS sound is something that is configurable per tractor. I've not seen an answer on that yet. The other thing I'm loving on this, though, is we're planting sugar beet here. And look at the absolute detail on those sugar beet planting rows. The ground deformation isn't just being applied to your tractor as it's driving or your equipment as it's going over ground. It's being applied on the textures of the crops as well, which is just amazing. This game Farm Sim has never looked better than this, and it's so exciting. This is so cool. I absolutely love how this looks on here. It is utterly gorgeous. And then finally we have the star of the Gamescom trailer. We have everything that has well, the big thing people have been talking about, the tornadoes. And well, I've taken to not calling them tornadoes because they're not doing as much damage as a tornado would do. They are twisters. Twisters are something that can appear all over the world. We do have the occasional twister in the UK. So, yeah, this very much to me is a twister, something that can be more all over multiple maps. Very much hoping that we're not just going to get hail and twisters, that we might get some other weather effects as well, so we'll see what happens with that. But looking absolutely brilliant. Loving the rain still. The haze from the rain is brilliant. The twister itself looks amazing. Let me know in the comments, what do you think to the new footage of FS25? What do you think to the new features? What do you think to all the bits and pieces we've learned this week from Gamescom? I really want to know, so let me know down in the description below. And if you would like to pre-order Farming Simulator 25, please use the link that's down in the description as well. And don't forget to use code VFGaming at checkout to support the channel as well. I'm going to leave this here, so all that remains is for me to say a thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Huge thank you, as always, to all of my patrons and channel members. You guys are amazing, and so is your support. And if you have yet to subscribe, please do so that you never miss a video or live stream from me. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.